Good morning, Facebook family and friends, YouTube friends. JoJo Williams here out of Santa Cruz, California. It's bright and early. It's just turning 8 a.m. And I wanted to cut this video. I was just having an amazing conversation with some really brilliant women who just inspire me. And we were talking about challenges and our goals and the things that we're planning on doing in 2016. We were really speaking it into existence. And I had mentioned that, because we've all faced some challenges this year. And I brought up, because I'm a writer, I see everything in terms of story. I see everything in terms of story. And every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And of course, there's the parts in between. Now, the greatest stories, the ones that are really worth reading, the movies that you want to see the most, are the ones where there's parts in the stories where it almost seems like all is lost, right? Where there's parts in the story where there's great challenges to overcome. I mean, you think of some of the most popular movies in history. The Rocky series, for example, would be a good one. You can't think of one single Rocky movie where he didn't lose at some point in the movie, or the fear of that total loss was there, and the comeback and the fight. And so when I look at challenges that are taking place in my own life, when I see other people giving up on their goals and dreams because maybe it got a little too rough or things weren't going exactly the way they had hoped they would as quickly, I'm reminded that this is just part of my story. Like, I get excited by the challenging moments. I get really pumped up in the hardest moments, the moments that I could stop and say, oh my gosh, this isn't working. I need to find something else. But I don't give up in those moments, because it's in those moments that I go, wow, this is making this story really rock. Because you can't celebrate a great, triumphant, happy ending without there being some thread of loss in that, right? So being able to stay committed to your dreams and to your goals when those challenging moments come, remember, it's just part of the story. It's part of the story, and you get to determine who you become through that. And that's really what the story is all about. The story is all about you and who you become through each experience by deciding who you are in relationship to each experience. That's all it is. And you get to create these great, amazing, triumphant endings to each story in your life, whatever the situation may be, whatever, because your whole life is a multitude of stories that combine to make one big story, which is your life, right? So in your stories, determine who you are. And in the challenging moments, get excited. Get excited. There may be villains in your story. Awesome. They make the story better. There may be loss in your story. Okay. So you get to experience loss and gain an inner strength and knowing of who you are through that experience. Whatever comes about in your story, recognize that that's not how it ends. You get to determine how your story ends. So speak your dreams and your goals into existence and stay committed through every part of that story. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Mwah.